last year and part of this year, but now it's not. And then, you know, it's creepy, folks. It's creepy to learn they're putting reporters on no-fly list. It's creepy that Bob Barr's doing a four-year on myself and Matt Drudge reportedly being spied on by TSA. It's creepy knowing Homeland Security listens to all my phone calls. But you know what? They're crooks, and I'm standing up to them. My children aren't going to be slaves. It's giving into corruption that's brought us this far. You got to gut up and just say, look, I'm not putting up with it anymore, crooks. And everybody else was scared to talk about it. I called Ventura, and he said, I've got to find out more, but yes, it's confirmed. I'll probably come on next week. I got to decide what I'm going to do, but people have a right as citizens to call True TV and contact them and say, we want to see that back on air. They didn't pull it and say it was inaccurate. They just pulled it and hope you didn't notice because they've, well, I'm not supposed to get into more of it until they're ready to talk about it, if they even are. But I'm not sitting around. I'm glad Ventura said go ahead and talk about it. Because, you know, once you're in confidence with people, it's a journalistic thing that you don't break that confidence. But Ventura said go. So he's the boss on the show. Boom, I'm giving it to you. Bob Chapman, what do you think of that?
It's something that you should expect. When you're effective, this is what they do. And, you know, this has been going on all the years that I've known you, and then some. And it's not going to go away, and they're going to get more aggressive as we go along. And they're going to do everything possible to keep the American people from knowing the truth about anything. And never mind the American people. Your broadcasts, they go all over the world. You're waking up people everywhere. And it's wonderful.
Yeah, they're probably going to try to kill me soon, but whatever.
Well, now you know I did what I did, and we had this conversation over 10 years ago.
Yeah, you've left the country, and you've got to constantly move.
Well, I do so that they can't keep track of me, but
yeah.
It's worked out good. And
why'd you decide to move? I mean, when they tried to plant hand grenades on you, or?
Oh, that was back in '75. I go back a long way with these people. I mean, they started really leaning on me in 1967, and they've never stopped because I'm supposed to be one of them, and they don't like it when I'm not one of them, seeing that they train me. And that's the worst possible thing that can happen to them.
Well, that's why MIAC and Homeland Security say their #1 enemy is veterans.
That's right, because we know how it's played, and that's why I've done that veteran show, or the Marine Disquisition, for over 5 years. It's #1 in Blog Talk and has been for years, because I want these guys to know what's going on. We need the military to defend the American people and our way of life, not these monsters that have in Washington and the transnational conglomerates and Wall Street and banking. I mean, between that group and the pharmaceutical companies and insurance, they come up with almost all the money to buy off the politicians. They really virtually control the country. And the gentleman who was before us, this was, of course, a double feature, Chapman to Chapman. And anyway, he came right out and said that, and he's got, you know, in-house experience on that.
And he's one of the biggest business. He's one of the biggest business member groups in the country, and he said we've got a criminal crook government.
Well, we've been saying the same thing for a long time.
But you're noticing more and more Americans would say this over beers a decade ago. Now prominent people are just telling it like it is. And they can't get us all, Bob.
No, they can't. In fact, they probably only can get maybe 20 million out of 300 million. I mean, when they go to move against us, it's going to be the sorriest thing they ever did, because they're not going to get any support. If the Pentagon thinks that they're going to order line officers around and non-coms and gunnies, they're crazy. We have them in our camp, not in theirs. They're good, decent, hardworking men and women who put their lives on the line every single day for this country. And we're going to back them 100%. And if something happens that's nasty, I'll be the first one to head over the border and join them, believe me, as old as I am.
Well, we need to keep you in the rear with the gear, Bob.
Somebody's got to do the public relations.
Yeah. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, at least we didn't lay down and lick boots and go down without a fight, whatever happens.
That's right. You can't give up. You've got to keep going and going and going. You can never, ever accept defeat. And I've run my whole life that way, and you have too. And we want everybody else to emulate that quality. It's extraordinarily important. Not so much for you, but how about your wife and your children and your grandchildren, all your friends? Somebody's got to be there to stand in there and say, I'm not going to take it anymore, and we're going to change this. And it will happen. And these people have gone too far. They had a good deal going, and now they're going to get crushed.
Well, history shows you're right, but it's going to be one hell of a fight on the way there. Let's come back, get into the economy and all the other incredible news. I was talking to Rob out there during the break, and he just said, yeah, they're pulling out all the stops. They don't even care if we know anymore.
Forget everything you've been told about long-term food storage. When all hell breaks loose, you'll need the single most effective way to get high-powered Delta Force nutrients to your family fast. Like any Special Forces commando, you need a plan. You need a Black Hawk Down food plan. Introducing the Survival Sprout Bank from Solutions from Science. It's your countertop survival garden. Yes, grow fresh greens right on your countertop in just a few short days. Sprouts are the green shoots that emerge from newly germinated seeds, and they are powerhouses of living, easily absorbed nutrients. The Survival Sprout Bank is a complete kit with nothing else to buy. And with sprouts so easy to grow, even children can grow emergency food. Call 877-327-0365 or go to survivalsproutbank.com. That's 877-327-0365 or order online at survivalsproutbank.com. Survival Sprout Bank, your Black Hawk Down emergency food plan.
They helped to create a new world order. We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The New World Order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Going solar for cheap is as easy as 1, 2, 3. If you want to go solar but thought the setup costs were too high, now you can build your own solar panels for less than $200. Don't laugh! We've sold over 45,000 solar do-it-yourself kits. Watch our introduction video at 123cheapsolarvideo.com. The video is free, but it won't last long. Save money on electric bills and get off the grid. Go to 123cheapsolarvideo.com right now. Our website again is 123cheapsolarvideo.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Do you want to get away from additives and preservatives in your food? Need alternatives to conventional food preparation? Do you want to save the fruits of your gardening labor? And are you looking for an excellent gift idea? Then check out the Excalibur Dehydrator. Dehydration is one of the healthiest, most cost-effective, and fun ways to feed yourself and your family. Make healthy snacks like fruit roll-ups and beef jerky. Store healthy food in case of an emergency with no added salts, fats, or preservatives. And save hundreds of dollars by drying it yourself with the Excalibur Dehydrator. The Excalibur Dehydrator comes with an industry-leading exclusive 10-year warranty. And when you order, you'll receive a free book filled with amazing easy recipes, a $25 value free for a limited time. Just mention coupon code GCN. Learn more and order your Excalibur Dehydrator today at drying123.com. That's DRYING123.com. Drying123.com. Or call 1-800-875-4254. That's 1-800-875-4254. Season's greetings and health and wellness from Excalibur Dehydrator.
Chapman's our guest for the rest of the hour. We've got a new report out on Ventura's TV show tonight. Shocker, feminizing uranium, fluoride, and lithium in water to be exposed on Ventura TV show. And Aaron did a great job hammering this article out real quick. I think I'm going to have him add at the bottom some of the Texas news where the government hid that there was uranium in the water. The news doesn't tell you. They're adding it. And by the way, that's confirmed. I mean, it's crazy it's gone this far. That they're just killing us slowly out in the open, Bob Chapman.
And you know, it's interesting that you say that, because probably about a year and a half ago, they did the same thing with their manipulation of the markets, particularly gold and silver. For years and years, starting in 1988, they tried to cover up what they were doing. And for a long time, up until, probably 1998, I was the only one who wrote about it. Everybody thought I was crazy as usual, and of course they were all wrong. But they're right out in the open with their manipulation of the market. They just don't care anymore. And of course, we had employment figures come in today, and the government knew yesterday what they were going to be. And so what did they do? Gold runs up $10. They whack it back down again. Silver was up 60 cents. They whack it back down again. So it wouldn't rally as much today when the cruddy news came out on unemployment. So what happened? Gold's up $20 today, which is double what it was up yesterday, and silver's up about 60 cents. And so what they do can't last long. But they don't care about that. They're a bunch of stopgappers. They run around like wild Indians trying to put their finger in the dike everywhere. And it's not going to work. It's like the home of the Mad Hatter or something. But they are in the open.
No, I mean, it's in the Wall Street Journal, Wired Magazine. They just come out and say, everything you do is listen to and watch. In real time, we're tracking every purchase you make with any digital. And it's trying to intimidate us. Now, we knew this a decade ago or more with the Telecommunications Act that codified it, but we saw the infrastructure being paid for. Now they just come out and go, yeah, we commit felonies just every millisecond. Yeah, we're just total crooks. Yeah, there's uranium in your water. I mean, and now the WikiLeaks thing, what do you think of that?
It looks like a disinformation operation to me, because most of the stuff, for anybody that's paying attention, they knew it. The only thing I saw that I didn't know was Hillary's instructions to professional personnel in the State Department to spy on others. I would have thought I would have gotten that, because you're going to laugh when you hear this, but the State Department not only gets, and I don't know where they get it from, but I've talked to the person who gets it, gets my publication, and they send it to every consulate and every embassy in the world, and then it goes out all over Washington.
Well, Bob, you know that the State Department, the Department of Agriculture, all these departments, they've always been riddled with spies. I mean, all major governments do that. But, I mean, I think the fact that Hillary just ordered everybody to spy, I mean, that's amazing.
It certainly is, but it shows you what she's an integral part of what's going on. But that was the only surprise I saw, and I'm sure in January, I guess, they're going to come out and say a bank or two is on the verge of bankruptcy. Well, heck, anybody that's involved in this thing, like you and I and all our listeners, they know that the banks are broke. So what's the big deal? So I don't see anything world-ending in that.
We're going to go to break in a minute and come back in the long segment. I want to get started now, though. I've been really researching Max Kaiser's push, along with Zero Hedge and others, who I respect, to try to crash J.P. Morgan by buying silver. But I read the Gold Antitrust Committee's press release a few days ago about it, and they said, look, we commend Max, and I can pull it up and read the quotes, but people can go look at it. This will bring out manipulation into the open, and it may hurt a lot of the big banks that are shorting, and it will drive the price up. But J.P. Morgan's only $3 billion, in for this, and they'll find ways of covering it. What's your view?